are you as sanguine as he is that our politicians will learn to slow their thinking down and their reacting time down and make more responsible decisions? And and how sure are you that Americans, educated Americans and otherwise, have the critical skills necessary to disaggregate, when they do a Google search, the crap from the real?
I'll start with the good news and then the bad news. It's not Google's job to figure out what's most true. There are many aggregator sites that do that for us. One of them is called the New York Times, by the way.
Is that a going concern?
But I go to a website called The Browser every morning, which is a British site which gathers together some of the best and most thoughtful pieces. I look at various bloggers. I look at a blog called Marginal Revolution a couple times a day. And these are very smart people who pick out things that are reliable. And that's not Google's job. That's the job of experts who you trust. So I think the web there's been I don't know, 3 years ago I thought I was in the whaling business. We were just dying. But I do think there's been a flight to quality over the last few years as people seek things that seem they know what they're talking about. The places I'm less sanguine, one, attention span. As you so rudely called on me, I was multitasking, checking my Twitter feed. Many people are tweeting this session, by the way. And so I do think that's bad. I find my own attention span is much worse. And as a result, the quality of my thinking is much worse than when I just had books. And second, I'm a little less sanguine about confirmation bias. That people will pick out the sites that tell them how right they are all the time. Yeah. And one of the reasons we do hive into tribes is because of that confirmation bias, and the web makes that so much easier.
Any comment?
I generally agree with David. I think, and David has in fact written a book on this particular subject. There's evidence in human psychology that we tend to, the first thing we hear we view as true, and then we judge plus and minus against that. That's why you're seeing this sort of cavalcade of the first story and so forth. And I think the answer to me is always at the end, culture, education, society, saying, does this really make sense? And I do also agree, and I want to make it clear that the flight to quality will certainly benefit the leading newspapers, especially the New York Times.